All right, we'll start now. If you are not saying anything, please keep yourself muted so that I won't get interrupted by environment noise. All right, let's look at question 36. Before I start, right, can I take a look at uh, your answers for those of you who have completed? Can you just flash it on the screen for those of you who have done? Yeah. Oh, it's too small. I cannot see. Okay, never mind, forget it. It's too small, it's too small. It's okay, it's okay. Put down, put down. Okay, that was not very smart. Um, okay, never mind. I'll just go through. All right. All right. Tom conducted an experiment to investigate the flow of heat in water. Right. He heated a cup of water to 60 degrees Celsius and left it on the table. He then recorded the temperature of the water every 5 minutes. The table below shows the result of his experiment. Now, I've taught all of you how to take note of what I call scientific key points in your questions. So what are some examples of scientific key points here? What does Tom want to find out? He wants to find out the flow of heat, right? That's what he wants to find out. So what should you be looking at? The topic straight away when you identify the topic of the question, it's on heat, right? Okay, next thing, something to take note that is that he left the cup of water to 60, he heated it to 60 degrees Celsius and then left it on the table, right? After that, he recorded the temperature of the water every 5 minutes. Okay, so this is a table, right? You might see tables tomorrow in your exams, so I'm going to get you to take note of what's in the table, right? Now, first thing you need to notice in the table is the headers. What are the headers? So do some highlighting, do some annotating, okay? So the headers are very important because they represent the information that you need to read, right? So what does this show? In math, you know this, right? What is this called? Anyone? Just unmute yourself. The 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. What is this?
Multiples of 5.
Yeah, multiples of 5, which means that every 5 minutes, the temperature is being recorded. Thank you. In science, we call it time interval, right? 5-minute intervals, right? So the next thing you look at is the bottom number, which is temperature of water. Do you, obviously you don't see them in multiples of 5, right? So what do you need to look for? What do you need to look for? What do you observe in the table? Anyone? Just unmute yourself.
From the 20-minute mark, it is
Mm.
28 Celsius and it doesn't change.
Good. There's no change from the 20-minute mark. You can take note of that. So you can annotate on your worksheet, right? No change. I'm using different colors for fun. You can use the same color. I just like different colors. Okay. Anything else? Any other trends? Any other patterns? Nobody else?
Temperatures are all going down from the
Which
zero
one? Which?
minute,
Mm,
from 0 to 20 minutes.
okay, from 0 to 20, they're all going down. Right? Thank you. So from 0 to 20, they're all decreasing. And after that, it's constant. Right? So, and what numbers do these refer to? They refer to the temperature of the water. All right. So let's look at part A. Using the concepts of heat, explain why the temperature of the water changed from 0 to 20 minutes. Did someone ask something? If not, please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. So important thing here, they ask you to explain the change from 0 to 20 minutes only. So 5A students, you all like to over explain. So don't do that. You only explain from 0 to 20. If you explain more than that, it's wrong. Okay. All right. So explain why the temperature of the water changed. First thing, what do you think you need to add in? Let's look at the numbers in purple. First of all, of course, you have to describe the change, right? Correct? Okay. So why? Why the temperature of water decreased? Actually, this is a very simple question, right? Heat was lost. Right? Using the concepts of heat, right? The question really asks you to use the concepts of heat. So heat was lost from where to where? So from the hot place to the cold place, right? So heat was lost from the hotter plate, from the water, right? From the water to the surroundings. So where do you get that 1 mark? And 1 mark comes from here. Heat was lost. Okay, can? Any questions regarding this one? This one is the easy one. If not, we'll move on. Yeah. Anytime, just unmute yourself if you need to ask something. Okay. Now, next, state the room temperature of the area where Tom conducted his experiment. Do you need to explain why the room temperature is a certain number, or do you just need to state? Only need to state, right? So the key point here is state. State means you need to make a claim. So what is the room temperature?
28 degrees Celsius.
28 degrees Celsius. So please write degrees Celsius. If you only wrote 28, it's wrong. Okay. Take note 28. Anybody wrote without the degrees Celsius? Wrong. If you just wrote 28, 0. Okay. So this, why am I showing you this? You need to be more careful with units. I know you are very careful with units in math, or maybe in science, you're not so careful. Okay. Right. Other than that, I don't think there are any other issues. Basically, why is 20? Okay, maybe I want to explain. Why is 28 degrees Celsius the room temperature? So suppose, let's say the next question is explain why.
Because the last 3 boxes is the same.
Okay, so you're saying that the temperature of the water remained the same at 28 degrees Celsius for the last 10 minutes. But that doesn't explain why that is the room temperature. That still doesn't explain why there's a room temperature. Why? Okay, so in order to explain, you can think about why doesn't the temperature drop even more?
Because heat can only travel from a hotter area to a cooler area. If the heat
Okay,
doesn't
so
travel, that means it's at room temperature. So it cannot
yeah,
transfer.
so thank you for that. Thank you. So basically what Ifan is saying is that at 28 degrees Celsius, the heat from the water has no place to move to, which means that it is at the same temperature as the surroundings. Okay? Okay? Anyway, just an explanation, but you just need, for this, you only need to write the temperature, the room temperature. Okay, next. Tom then repeated the experiment, except at this time, he used the plastic one. What is the topic straight away? What is the concept?
Conductor of heat.
Yeah, conductors, because you look at materials, you look at heat, it means you're talking about conductors of heat. Okay, so but the question asks you to predict the temperature of the water at the 10-minute mark. The answer here is anything above 36 degrees Celsius. Sorry, anything below 36 degrees Celsius. Do you get it? So you can write 30, you can write 28, you can write, oh, no, cannot. Anything, cannot. Must be between 28 and 36 degrees Celsius. Cannot be below 28. Okay? Okay, so your answer can be 29, 30, 28 also. 28 is fine. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, 35. Okay, why? Okay, so they ask you to explain. I ask you to explain your prediction in C. Okay, so explain your prediction. Any problem with okay, never mind. Let's move on first. Explain your prediction in C. Now, if you look at the table, right? At 10 minutes, the temperature of the water in a plastic cup is 36 degrees Celsius. So if you use a metal cup, you put the hot water in the metal cup, what will happen to the metal cup compared to the plastic cup? Will the metal cup become hotter than the plastic cup or not as hot? Pujit? The metal cup will become hotter or not as hot? Anyone? Hello, hello, hello. I have 40 people here. Nobody can answer.
Hotter.
Hotter. Who said hotter? Who's this? I cannot see the person.
It's SR.
Oh, Yongling, huh? Oh, SR, Siru, huh? Okay. Yep. So the metal cup will be hotter,
Yongling.
right? If the
No, it's
oh
just
Yongling, huh? Okay.
Yongling.
Okay, okay. All right. So the metal cup will be hotter. Why? Because the metal cup can gain
Heat
more
faster.
heat from the water, correct?
It
So
can
if the
gain more
metal
heat
cup
from
gains
the
more heat than the water, what does it tell you about the water?
water is hot.
The water will also,
Lose heat faster.
yeah, the water is
It's
hot,
hotter.
but yeah, correct. The water will lose heat faster, right? So since metal is a
Better conductor of heat.
conductor of heat, it
Will
the
not.
water will lose heat faster than the okay? Wrong, huh? I purposely put something here that's wrong. What's wrong? Anyone?
Use good conductor of
Better.
heat. It should be used better.
Yeah. Yeah, better than plastic. Okay, so take note to compare. Huh? Okay, good. So where are the marking points? There are 2 marks, right? One for stating the scientific concept and one for the explanation using the scientific concept. Okay, so the parts that are bolded worth the 1 mark. So just check your answer whether you have that point. If you don't have that point, then you ask yourself, why did I miss this point? Is it because I don't know the concept? Or is it because I did not know that you need to write that that needs to be written. So if you don't know that that needs to be written, good, now you know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like you don't know how to do D at all, you better go and revise your heat and temperature topic. Okay, can? I know it's quite difficult to revise heat and temperature because it's last year's work. So one thing you can do is to do the 50 question quizzes. That will help you to quickly review the concepts of heat. Okay. Now, so the summary of this question, number 1, how to read the table. What do you need to take note? Okay, patterns and the heading, everything that is highlighted here. Okay. Oops.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Number 2, actually nothing much really. Yeah, that's about it. Basically, remember to compare lah. Okay, let's go down. Turn over to the other page. Okay, this one we'll do quickly. We have done this many times already. Okay. Suri boiled some water in a teapot to make tea. After bringing the water to a boil,
因为我 start video 吗？我没有 start
she
video。
left. Who is that? Can you mute yourself? Thank you.
衣裤子衣服。
Charmaine talk. Charmaine talk. Can you mute yourself? Thank you.
It was loud.
Yeah, it's okay. I think she forgot. Never mind. It's okay. After bringing the water to a boil, she left the teapot on the table for 15 minutes. Okay. Any science things you need to take note here?
Yes.
Oil.
What?
Condensation
Boil.
and boiling. Yeah.
Huh? No, as in
But,
the words. Any
yeah,
words that
then
are
it's
related.
boiling.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's move on. So let's go down. So basically there is boiling water in the teapot, right? Now water droplets could be seen on the inner side of the glass lid. Okay. Let's look at this sentence first. Anything important? Any science
Water
things that you
Water
find?
droplet.
Okay. Good. Inner side water droplets. Good. Okay. Explain this observation using your knowledge of heat and states of water. Okay. Usually this type of thing will not appear in exams. It's just that I was very lenient because SA1 is a bit P5s tend to get scared when it's SA1, but SA2 you don't have this kind of thing. So this thing will disappear. So they'll just say explain why. So so your SA2 tomorrow you will see something like this. I mean, if you ever have a question like this, they won't say using the concept of this and that. Okay, so explain why. Okay, first of all, identify that they are water droplets, right? And where did the water droplets come from? Don't tell me they splash, huh? Okay, if they splash, there will be tea droplets, not water droplets.
The hot water vapor evaporated into hot water vapor. The hot water evaporated.
Evaporated.
The hot water evaporated into hot water vapor due to the heat. Thus, water vapor condensed on a cooler surface, which was the glass lid.
The hot water evaporated. Water evaporated, right? Into water
Into
vapor,
hot water vapor
right?
due to the heat.
Okay, into hot water vapor.
Due to
That is fine. Due to the heat is fine.
thus,
Okay.
water vapor condensed.
Due to the
Thus, the water vapor condensed on a cooler surface, which was the glass lid.
Okay, so this is okay. Thank you, Adash. I didn't really ask for the whole thing, but okay, never mind, it's fine. So the hot water evaporated into hot water vapor. First of all, you ask yourself, where did the droplets come from? Right? It came from hot water vapor. Then you ask yourself next, where did the water vapor come from? So 5P and 5A students, remember we did the car question, the water droplets condensing on the car. Yeah, so where did the droplets come from? It came from the water vapor also. But where did the water vapor come from? It's different. That water vapor came from the surroundings. This water vapor came from the
water.
the tea, right?
Mr.
The
Wong.
tea.
The water.
Yes.
Yeah, something. Yeah, the tea of water. Yeah.
Yes, question. Somebody has a question. Somebody had a question just now. If not, I'll move on. Okay, can I move on? All right. So, same thing as what I did yesterday and in the morning for 5P. Always ask yourself, where did the water vapor come from before it condensed? All right. So in this case, the hot water is the one that formed the water vapor. Then the water vapor lost heat to the glass lid and condensed from the droplets. Okay, this is of course this is extra lah, right? Again, I tell you already many times already, right? Repeating the question gives you no extra marks. Okay, no extra marks. So this is 1 mark. This is 1 mark. Okay. So can. Okay, questions?
Mr.
Mr.
5P, any
Wong,
questions? You're very quiet, huh? Yes.
yes. Like I wrote also about the boiling means like when boiling happens, the hot water vapor evaporate. I also wrote about the boiling thingy. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine because I put the tea was boiling, right? So water boil or evaporated is fine.
Okay.
In this
Then.
case, it's fine. Yeah. Any other
Okay, then
questions?
correct.
Mr. Wong, I thought it was
Yes.
steam because it boiled.
Yeah, it's fine. In this case, it's fine because it depends on how long, which part. Is it the part where the water was boiling or after that when the temperature has dropped? It could boil, it could evaporate. It doesn't matter in this situation because I don't want to make the marking so strict. So I just talk about boiling or evaporating, both are fine. Okay?
Oh.
Okay, the main point here is two things. Number one, how did the water droplets form? That is formed by condensation. The second thing is water vapor condensed to form the droplets, right? The second mark comes from where did the water vapor come from? So these are two main points. Okay, Ken? Okay, so explain why water droplets did not form on the outer side of the lid. This one I think most of you may not get it,
Can I
Anyone
say
want to try?
answer?
The water
Okay,
vapor
Pujit, try.
did.
Now I let Pujit try first, Adash. It's okay.
Since the water vapor was at the same temperature as the outer surface, they did not need to condense.
Wow, actually very good. I didn't expect that. Adash, do you get that also?
Oh.
Wait, since the water vapor where?
Pretty
Since the
similar.
water vapor. Oh yeah, I forgot
In
to
the
say that.
surroundings. Yeah, this is important.
Yeah, the surroundings. Oh yeah, I
I
forgot.
wrote,
Mr. Wong, can I say?
I wrote pretty similar.
Okay, Adash, you can say what I type.
They did not. water droplets did not form as the water vapor outside did not condense on the glass lid due to the same temperature.
No, same thing.
Mr. Wong, I wrote something else a bit different.
Okay, those of you who wrote same temperature is fine. Those of you who wrote that the glass lid is hotter is fine also. Because the glass will gain heat, right? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Is at the same temperature or is colder?
I thought it was hotter.
Understand? Okay. The water vapor is colder than the lid. That means the lid is hotter than the water vapor. Okay. So remember, condensation can only occur when the water vapor loses heat. Wherever the water vapor is, it doesn't matter. So you either have hot water vapor on a cooler surface, cooler surface, or room temperature water vapor on a very cold surface, like Milo can from the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically they must have a temperature difference. Okay. So main point is this part. Okay, the bowl part is the main point, 1 mark. Actually, this is a very difficult 1 mark, if you ask me. Who got this correct? Thumbs up.
Teacher, I just put nothing there.
You put nothing. Okay. Oh, okay. Not too bad. About 1/3 of you got it correct. Okay. I assume some of you didn't do, so maybe I would say about half of you got it correct. Yeah, that is quite optimistic. Okay, let's move on. Last one. Okay, this one no problem, right? Where do you find the droplets? Let me draw.
On the outside of the jar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So
correct.
outside of the jar.
Where the water is.
Yeah. Where the water is. Oops. Only where the water is. So if you put here, it's wrong. Here, here. You can draw as many as you want. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Mr. Wong, what
You can
if
also
you
draw
draw
it
it
at
on
the.
the sides of the water?
Yeah, sides is
I
fine.
also
Yeah,
draw.
sides.
Okay.
It's actually it's
Okay,
supposed to
wait,
be the
I'm correct.
sides. Actually, it's
Okay.
supposed to be
Okay,
the
I'm
sides.
correct.
Got it.
Okay. But if you put it in front, I will assume that it's on the glass and not in the water because it doesn't make sense.
Of course, it's not in the water.
Oh,
Of course not.
Yeah. Can this question should be no problem at all. Okay. Take a 1-minute break.
Thank you.
Stretch. Are you ready now for tomorrow? Science is the
Yeah.
easiest paper, right? I've
Yeah.
looked through the paper
Any
already.
other subject?
Math is the
The
easier.
electricity questions are quite easy.
Oh,
The electricity questions are quite easy, but the rest I can't
too
say
tough already.
for sure.
It's a bubble.
I would say overall it's a average paper. It won't be very difficult. You just need to read very carefully because there's a lot of words.
And it won't be very easy.
A lot of there's of course lah, it won't be very easy. It's P5, it won't be chicken feed. Right? But as long as you've done your revision, make sure you do my quizzes. The point of the quizzes is to help you to revise on all topics which you have forgotten.
Mr.
That's the purpose of the
Wong,
quizzes. Okay, and remember what I said for explaining and writing evidence. Yes, Adash.
for the mind mapping, are we going to use the same piece of paper used for the other ones?
Yeah, okay. Just now I told the students beforehand. I will say again. Take a new piece of paper.
A new piece of
Or same
paper.
piece doesn't matter lah. As long as you have space at the back. Okay, you're gonna do our last mind map for reproduction in humans and plants.
Mr. Wong, can I ask
Okay, I'll
you a
stop my recording
question?
first because